I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And as we move forward tonight, you'll see that we try to focus on our district vision statement, mission priorities of academic excellence, recruiting and retaining quality staff, managing our resources, and community relations. Laura, please do roll call and establish a quorum.
Dominic.
Here.
Fields.
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
McConnell.
Here.
Silva.
Here. Okay. And then we'll be looking for a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
So moved.
I'll second. Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Fields.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Silva.
Okay. Now is the time for open forum. If there's anybody here that would like to speak during open forum, now would be the time to do so. Seeing none, we will continue forward with our consent items.
Make a motion to approve the consent items as stated. Second.
Motion and second. Please call the roll.
Fields.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
McConnell.
Aye.
Silva.
Okay, we're gonna move on to old business today. We've got second readings of board policies that we looked at last time. Anything to note?
Just if you look at 5058, we just added some language in for each of those 6 items. It's all red text there. And for 105C, we decided that was going to be the 180 days. We included the link and where that's located, so it'll be in a clear and obvious place on our district's website.
I make a motion to approve the second reading of the board policies A through F as presented.
I'll second that motion. Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
McConnell.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Fields.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye. Okay, moving on to reports and correspondence. Any board committee reports? Okay, other administrative reports? Any questions while we have administrators here? Oh, darn it.
Yep, we'll start with our student and staff recognition. We'll have Mrs. Highnote and then Mrs. Sandberg for Miss Osborne and then Mrs. Shannon to follow.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the students. The first student I would like to recognize is Anthony. Come on over here. All right, Anthony, we're gonna stand right here and I'm gonna tell you what, there's a camera right there, so they're gonna look at us. Okay, Anthony is a second grader. He came with his mom, Judith, and the family. He is in Mrs. Wilkins' class, and I want you to know, Anthony, what your teachers said about you, okay? Anthony is a great example for other students. He follows directions well and wants to do his best. He's kind and helpful, and he has been working hard to reach his goals, haven't you? You've worked really hard at school. His smile brightens our day. Let's give Anthony a round of applause. And we'll take a picture in just a minute, okay? You can go sit back down for just a minute. All right, our other student is Addie Deal. Come on over here, Addie. All right, now see where they see us in the camera? Okay, they're gonna look at us there. Addie is a kindergartner, and she is the daughter of Tracy and Chris Deal. And in Mrs. Baker's class, right? And this is what your teacher said about you, Addie. She is always respectful, responsible, and safe. And if she is not, she stands up and owns it. That's something that we talk about at our school, isn't it? Stand up and own it. So if she does something that she knows she needs to fix, you are really good at standing up and owning it, aren't you? You're a great role model for your class, and you are always looking out for your classmates. So let's give Addie a round of applause. Okay, congratulations. Okay, so now I have staff recognition. I forget where you guys are at. Okay, they're over here. The first one I want to recognize is Jackie Spalding. If you want to just, you can wave if you want. she was like, why? I don't know that I love this object. So Jackie is our secretary this year. She has worked with us for, I wrote it down actually, since 2014, so almost 10 years. She started as a cook for our schools, and now she's a secretary at the elementary. And our staff members nominate each other at the elementary school. So what staff said about Jackie, really many of the same things. She is a great listener, very efficient, voice of reason, which I experience every single day in the office. And just always willing to step in and help, no matter what it is that we need help with. If it's a student, staff, it doesn't matter, parents, just any way that she can help, she's always willing to do that. So congratulations, Jackie. Let's give her a round of applause. All right, and our last, the staff member at maybe I should come back over here, I don't know, is Bailey Paulson. She's sitting by Jackie. She teaches special ed at our school, and she has about 7 students.
9.
I thought it was 9 students in her classroom, and a lot of support staff help her out. So here are some things that your colleagues, Bailey, said about you. She goes above and beyond for students and staff, and that's absolutely true about Bailey. She is always willing to, help me for one, which is wonderful, but just problem solve. She's just always there to help us out whenever anything is needed. She jumps in. She doesn't have to be asked. Anytime she sees something that's needed, she's always saying, hey, can I help you? Can I help you? Can I help you? And it's with students, staff, parents, me, it doesn't matter. So we just want to recognize Bailey, give her a round of applause. Okay, I'm finished.
I know, your turn. So I'm filling in for Ms. Osborne this evening. And the first student that she wants to recognize is Nora Maurer. There's Nora. Nora, here is what they say about you. Nora is a 6th grader at Greene County Middle School and the daughter of Jamie and Kyle Maurer. Nora always has a positive attitude and a smile. See, look at her. Nora is well respected by her peers and a respect that she earns through kindness and positivity. She's willing to help out with anything she's asked to do. Nora works hard, is always prepared, a great role model, and is always following the RAM way. She truly makes our school a better place to be. We are proud to call her a RAM. Keep up the great work, Nora. Your future is bright. And the next student is James Elario. James is a 7th grader at Greene County Middle School, the son of Stephanie and Eric Elario. He is a member of the Greene County Middle School football team and other activities. And he's taller than me. James always has a positive attitude and works hard in whatever challenges he faces. He is someone that students and staff can count on both in and out of the classroom. He is a great role model for other students on making good choices and is often seen following the RAM expectations as well as encouraging his peers to do the same. He's a hard worker and an excellent leader. Keep up the great work, James. We can't wait to see what your future holds. And then for staff, we have Bailey Jones. Bailey Jones is a special education teacher and was recognized by her coworkers for being an asset to the Greene County Middle School staff. Bailey's been teaching for 4 years, 3 of which have been in the Greene County school system. Bailey always works hard to support all students and staff. She's very kind to everyone and is always willing to help. She is special in every way possible. Bailey loves with all of her heart and gives 100%. She is willing to create a relationship with any and help with any student that comes her way, whether they are considered hers or not. Bailey stays solution focused whenever a problem arises, and those solutions are always what is best for kids. Bailey's hard work, team spirit, ability to find the silver lining, and her willingness to give people the benefit of the doubt make an exceptional asset to our school. We are incredibly grateful to have her on our team. Thank you, Bailey, for going above and beyond for the students and the staff of Greene County Middle School. And Mr. Merck is the last one, and he couldn't be here tonight, but I'm gonna read what his colleagues said about him. Derek Merck, 8th grade social studies teacher, was recognized by his coworkers for being a valuable member of the Greene County Middle School staff. Derek is a 12-year veteran teacher, with the last 7 being here in Greene County. Derek always goes above and beyond to help his students. He's always willing to come up with a new and creative way to get students involved in making our school a better place. His curriculum is taught in a way that kids not only learn real-life skills, but they have fun doing it. His patience and dedication to his students is shown in every day. He works hard not only through the school day, but also coaching many students throughout the year. Derek has skills that allow him to think on a dime and still keep his class in order and on track. He supports his students in ways that they trust him and confide in him. Mr. Merck is an awesome coworker and teacher because he does a good job holding kids accountable. Thank you, Derek, for all that you do for the students and staff of Greene County Middle School.
All right. I'm going to start with students also, and we'll start with Ella Ostrander. Ella is a sophomore at Greene County High School. She's the daughter of Sarah Ostrander. And here's some words that your teachers had to say about you. Ella is one of the kindest and most respectful students I have ever worked with. I never hear an unkind word from her. She always has a positive attitude and just seems to enjoy life every day. Ella works hard in my class and achieves at high levels academically. Along the way, she also shows kindness to every single person. This person put in band, but I would say in the whole school, not just in band. You can say tell who wrote that comment. Is patient with underclassmen, as well as extremely respectful to upperclassmen and adults. She is also quick to volunteer to help. She is an all-round awesome kid. Ella is caring, and she works hard to treat her peers with respect and consider the perspectives of others. She says good morning every day. She is one of the leads in our school play and cares about fellow students. Congratulations, Ella. All right, next up, I have Patrick Graham. Come on up, Patrick. Patrick is a junior at Greene County High School and is the son of Elizabeth and Scott Graham. And here are a few things that your teachers had to say about you. Patrick is a hard worker. He is always prepared for class and willing to help someone out if needed. His contributions to class and questions always benefit his peers and our conversations as a whole. He is respectful and does what he needs to do even when no one's watching. Patrick does all of this while being very involved in school activities. Patrick is respectful, conscientious, and not afraid to speak up in class and share his viewpoint. I appreciate that he does not shy away from investigating new material in class and he is not afraid to ask questions to ensure that he understands the concepts presented each day. Thank you for being a great role model. All right, next up is Mrs. Fester. Come on up, Mrs. Fester. Andrea is joined our high school staff this fall as a media specialist. And while this is her first year at the high school, this is you've completed 16th, we're saying 16th, 17th year, serving in the middle school, and also started her career in education at East Greene. Back in the day that I was also in East Greene and figured out. So Andrea has shown to be a team player at the high school. She's always willing to help out in any way necessary. It could be a lunch duty, it could be covering a study hall, or subbing for a teacher in a pinch. She makes the library a comfortable place for students to get work done, to collaborate with their peers, and has taken on the challenge of reviewing hundreds of books with a smile. Andrea is helpful and is always up for a friendly conversation. She is a creative thinker and always willing to try something new for the betterment of students. So thank you, Andrea. All right, last but not least, Mr. Boyd, come on up. It's always awkward to come up, isn't it? All the eyes. This is Luke Boyd, and this is, I believe, is this your 10th year at Greene
11th.
County? 11th,
Yeah.
okay, 11th year at Greene County, and teaches in the math department. And so just so you guys have a framework, I have kind of expanded our student of the month to include 2 students from each grade level. And then the top 2 vote getters are the 2 that were recognized here tonight. But then last month's students of the month, I asked them to provide names of teachers that they felt was really a great experience for them. And unfortunately, well, it's great for the students, but they spend more time with the teachers than I do. So I thought, what a better way to find out who is really impacting them is to get input from the students. So last month's student of the month, so there would have been 10 of them, were given the opportunity to nominate a teacher. And Luke was nominated by his students. So here's what your students had to say. He does a great job engaging the class and will always give examples before making us do a problem. If I go into his class in a bad mood, I always leave happier. And I've learned something too. Bonus. Mr. Boyd wants us to learn math and be able to use it, but he also makes hard things fun. He breaks it down in ways I can understand. And I have had 11 math teachers in my life. I'm thinking kindergarten through, okay. I've had 11 math teachers in my life, and he is hands down the best math teacher I've ever had. I had Mr. Boyd as a freshman and now as an upperclassman, and the same was true both times. He makes math fun, and his class is one I always look forward to. Mr. Boyd is, from my perspective, a leader within our staff. He sits on our building leadership team. He serves as a mentor for new teachers, is on the NHS committee, and sponsors the Quiz Bowl. I appreciate his calm and level-headed presence and his deep desire to continually grow as an educator for the betterment of our students. So thank you so much.
Now, normally this is where we take a quick break and do photos, but we're gonna have you guys to sit tight for maybe 5-10 more minutes while we finish up our regular meeting. And then we'll do that after when we kind of have a break between our 2. So if you just wanna sit tight for a few minutes, that would be great. So then moving right on to our FFA, other reports and correspondence, FFA National Convention. If you're comfortable kind of right here against the wall and face out, that works well. Perfect. So you guys, go for it.
Start. We obviously went to National Convention. We visited a lot of fun places. And so we went to the Creamery first, and that was, I believe it was called Prairie Farms. And it was a dairy goat farm where they raised mainly La Manchas and Nubians, which are 2 different breeds of dairy goat. And they went over with us about how they are the 1% out of 99 dairy farmers that pasture raise their animals. And they also talked about how they make their milk, their cheese, and it's an Italian ice cream. I don't remember what it's called. Gelato. There we go. So then we also had our keynote speaker. His name was Juan Bendana. And he talked about how it's easy to be ourselves when we're away from home and we're not at home, and that we need to learn to be ourselves at home so we can encourage others to be themselves, and we need to find the confidence to do that. He related it to a story about a pony named Pepe.
Can you girls identify yourselves too, please?
Oh, sorry, I'm Austin Smith.
Okay, thank you.
Ava Minahan. Rosella Helms. I'm Autumn Barrett. Callie Morton.
Thank you.
So we also did the career show and expo, and basically what it was is there was different shows we could go watch, like conduct of meetings, and there was also the convention center. What we did is you could walk around and visit different businesses, and there were certain ones that benefited teachers in the classroom there, and they could send stuff to your classroom. They also had different like careers you could go into. Like I noticed there was a lot of welding and there was a lot of animal science stuff. And you could also visit colleges that you were interested in for ag careers. And there's a boatload of different things that they talk to you about.
And then we went to the rodeo. So at the rodeo, I think we all learned a little bit about like confidence, because it takes a lot of confidence for all of those riders to go and get on in front of all of those people. And then we saw lots of bulls and horses. And then there was one horse who could do tricks, and he sat like a dog. And then there was a lady, you can see it in that top picture, that she stood on top of two horses, and they jumped over like a coal of fire.
Contest was the conduct of meetings, which consisted of 7 FFA members: the president, the vice president, the secretary, the treasurer, the reporter, the sentinel, and the advisor. This contest introduces FFA members to the parliamentary procedure as they learn how to conduct efficient meetings and build communication skills. During this, they practice discussing important matters within their chapter. This contest was on the national level, and I thought it was pretty interesting and intense. I thought the contest was, it was really fun, and I'd like to attend again next year.
In the workshops, there was multiple different options for which workshops you could attend, but the one that Austin and I attended, we took an assessment on our personal care and learned how we should better ourselves and work on taking better care of ourselves. And then there was a game contest where you were given chips and some dice, and whoever could come up with the best game in their group won, and then we all voted on who won. And it was a lot of fun making new friends in the workshops and learning about ourselves.
All right, so basically we went to this, the NCAA museum. It's like a sports museum about like the history. While we were touring this museum, we were able to like learn more about the history of sports. There's a bunch of like hands-on activities, including an old basketball gym where you could actually like play basketball. There were some facts that you could read. There were like interactive tablet things that information is on. And lastly, there's like a pitching machine where you could like pitch, and then overall, I think it was a great experience, and I would do this again.
And then we went to Bayer, which was a seed producing company in Illinois. Is that what it is? No, Indiana. They talked a lot about like their safety. They gave us hard hats to wear and safety glasses because they wanted to do the best they could to protect all of us. They took us on a tour of like their factory. They talked to us about treated and untreated seeds. And then they showed us like the new machine that they put in, and I think they said it was like $4 million because it separated the seeds. And then they took us outside and they showed us where the farmers actually go in and get them. beans. And then they gave us a presentation on like where they deliver to and stuff like that. And then we went to a bowling alley that had arcade games and mini golf and laser tag. It was really fun. I think we all had a really good time, and like we got to talk more to the people that we were like had traveled with. And then since we had to like, we kind of competed against each other in bowling, but I think it really just brought us closer together. And mini golf, which we were really competitive. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies. That was great. All right, so moving on here, we would have the canvass of votes from the election last week.
Yep, so great news for us. The first public measure that we had was around our voter approved couple, and that passed with 59.4%, which is wonderful for us. That's a continuation of our physical plant and equipment levy for the next 10 years. And also during that, we will have 2 new board members joining us. We have Connie Boyd and Timothy Riphagen, who are the 2. They'll be the director at large, and they'll be here for a term of 4 years.
Very good. Awesome. Thanks for everybody's work on couple who helped with that. That was great. Okay, and then
Yeah, so
Superintendent's
we'll
report.
just dive right into that. So with 2 new board members, of course, that means that we have to have 2 board members who are, and this is it for them. So John McConnell and Steve Fisher have completed their terms of service, to the Greene County Community School District. So John with 7 years of service and Steve with 6 years of service. So as a school district, we want to present the lifetime pass for John McConnell and a guest to any Greene County Community School District function, including all future board meetings. So we'll start with John. And then Steve Fisher for his 6 years of service to Greene County.
Well, thank you. I speak for probably all of us when I say you've been very helpful in making us feel like we know what we're doing a little bit better. And we'll miss both of you. So probably still get phone calls sometimes.
I'd like to say that it's been a real privilege to be on this board, and we've seen a lot of change in the last, I've been almost 7 years, I guess, in March. And John was on just before I was, and there's been a lot of changes in this district in that 8-year period. And I think we're on a really positive trajectory and feel real good about the new administration that we have in place, all the principals and the new superintendent. And the new board members have been great to work with, and I'm excited to see and congratulations to our other 2 new board members. So just keep up the good work here, everybody. We've got a great staff and a great bunch of students, and I think I see good things for this district moving forward. So it's been a pleasure. So
yeah, I would agree with Steve. We definitely strived for a lot of changes.
Yeah.
I think we accomplished a lot of them along the way. So
had some trials.
Oh yeah.
COVID.
We had a lot of full houses.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but congratulations to you guys. And enjoy your next 4 years.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a quick 5-minute adjournment. So if you want an award tonight from your principal, if you want to meet us in the lunchroom, we're gonna take some photos there. And then we'll reconvene here at 5:50. 5:48.
It's definitely experience.
Steve, grab your plaque and you're gonna get a picture.
Oh.
But also take you guys.
Oh.
Unless you're gonna sit.
I'll take it.
That's right.
You want to come in here and put an open forum?
Absolutely.
Not yet, not yet. Getting close. You just have to do your report, right, Brett?
What's that?
You just have to do your report?
That was it.
That was it?
That was it.
That's a quick report.
And we adjourned the old.
Did we adjourn?
So then we didn't canvass the votes, is that what we
No, we did.
I did.
Well, you said who won, so you didn't
Correct.
provide numbers or percentage of the couple.
It's on.
It's in the,
It
It's on the
was
report.
59, you said.
I said 59.4. Rounded up from 0.38.
Do you want me to pull it up again?
well, I'll click it, but like I'm told, staff, when they see the agenda, they don't have the links even, and they don't, so it's just, it doesn't provide as much information to the public as if it were said here.
One and three, yeah, I'm thinking one.
That is for the, yeah, I think that's what you wanted the couple votes, right?
Well, just in general, I mean, that's kind of, oh, it's on a screen that we're not gonna show, then that's not really sharing
He did say
information
90,
publicly.
right, and we could make that more.
No, that's just a general comment that they're just on the PowerPoint unless they are said out loud so that people watching and listening.
They don't necessarily know, right? I get what you're saying.
If we're gonna streamline meetings, I'd rather not do other things to get that.
Yeah.
Just my 2 cents.
Good note. Oh, right, I'll make a note of it, see how we can improve.
Well, whatever. If it doesn't change, that's fine.
But that was the same as far as, even when I've asked, when I've had to attend remotely, that people say their name, sometimes you can't see them.
And if you don't recognize the voice.
Correct, yeah, no speaking.
Yeah.
Ours are calling yours.
I
We're
suspect.
gonna rock, paper, scissors to see who gets to sit it in front of the camera versus not in front of the camera.
I figured I'd just sprint as fast as I could.
I figure I'm gonna replace Steve, he's older, I'm older, we'll just go there. But then Steve was over here while I was. John, younger.
My left side is my good side, so.
We should mix it up.
No, thanks.
I kinda like my secret here.
Yeah.
You have to shuffle everything.
Yeah. It's kind of like church or wherever you go, you find your spot and like, that's my spot.
Hey, Tim, you gotta be respectful of the women. Ladies first.
I tried.
Let her pick.
Agreed.
So, India was trying to pass $1 million.
But it was like 7%.
Yeah, it was amazingly high. I'm thinking, what is really that? Yeah.
Guess that's the, a lot of suburbanites, I guess.
Oh, that South Bay down, man, they're not gonna run out of room in the next 5 years. Going out to the interstate, lead right into it, so, I didn't know it, I just, wow, that much money, I mean, they need it, obviously, otherwise they're gonna be sunk in the next decade if they're not doing it. It's just huge, put on the taxpayer.
And the thing is with,
So, it costs a ton. Good.
Warm in here?
Back to there. 5 years from now, it might be.
It feels like it.
Yeah, right.
You're out of the way now.
Okay.
You have to call our meeting.
Not yet.
Well,
You will
go
in
back
about
to
30
being-
seconds.
I can go
We're
back
all
to being a
new here.
rabble rouser now.
really needed it because I don't want to change. Was the oldest, I think I was the oldest building in the state of Iowa. Still being used.
No way.
No, it's in, there's a kind of
Before
renaissance
it was
meeting.
made for another, yeah, it's still being used. It's building for the Civil War.
Oh, my.
So you can-
Steve, make sure you grab your cake. That cake's for you.
Well, I'll wait till the end of the meeting.
Okay, I thought you were leaving.
No, yeah. You want the new members up there, right?
In 2 seconds. I think I'm gonna read it right away. Okay, we are gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order. So this will be the organizational board meeting. This is more of our reset meeting is what I'm calling it. So can we go ahead and call the meeting to order? Do we need to establish a quorum again? Right? Okay,
We got
so.
one.
So just
Please
read
call
it
the
there.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it, okay. Dominic,
Here.
Fields,
Here.
Silva.
Here. Okay. And then we're gonna move on over to the oath of officers for our newly elected directors. So now they get to come on
They
up.
do?
Okay, come on up. So I think I get to read the oath to you guys.
John, that's fine.
And swear in. And once you're in a spot, you're kind of stuck there for a while.
What I have heard.
So if you guys both want to come on over here, we'll just kind of stand in front and I'll read you this and you just answer. Come on over together, Tim. Yeah, come on over to that side. We'll get organized here.
Face the camera.
We're just like everybody else tonight, facing the camera. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question and if you guys say yes, then we keep moving forward here. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office for the school board director in Greene County Community School District as now or hereafter required by law?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations. Yes. Okay, so now's the time where we would look at electing a president and vice president. And if there's any nominations for those, we would take those at this time.
Do you want them done separately or at the same time?
At the same time, I think would be just fine.
I would nominate Bonnie to continue as president and Cindy to continue as vice president.
So now that we have a nomination, do we need to do a second then?
There can be a second.
I
nomination.
would think so. Is there a
I'll-
second to that nomination?
I'll second that.
Well, wait.
So we do have a motion and a second, so I'm assuming we go ahead and call the roll first, just like normal?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Boyd,
Yes.
Verpagan,
Yes.
Fields. Aye. Dominic.
Aye.
Silva.
I am totally off.
No, it's okay, this is all new to all of us here, so. Okay,
So then you guys wouldn't need to do the oath again, I don't
Yeah.
believe.
so now Laura, you get to read that too. Cindy and I.
All right.
For Cindy.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of school board president and school board vice president in the Greene County Community School District as now and hereafter required by law?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Congrats, Cindy. Okay, now that we've got those done, we will be moving on to new business, school permit requests. So school permit requests, it's your turn finally. Thank you for waiting on us. Michelle's gonna read you a few things about school permits and I'll let her kind of take over here.
Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you here this evening requesting school permits. And what I'm gonna have you do, we'll just go down the list. I'd like you to stand up, introduce yourself. Tell us how far you live from school and why you would like to have a school permit. So we'll start with Keegan. Keegan is not here, then we'll go to Hannah.
My name is Hannah, and I live about over a mile from the school. I like to be able to drive to school for extracurricular activities before it starts.
Thank you. Lincoln?
My name is Lincoln Olson. I live a couple miles away from the school. And I'd like to be able to drive to school so I can help my mom out so she doesn't have to carry me to school.
All right. Matthew?
I'm Matthew Rink. I think I should drive to school because my sister is getting a full-time job, so like she can't drive me to school, and it helped the parents out a lot.
All right, thank you.
Oh, and I live 12 miles away.
Okay, Rosella?
My name is Rosella Holmes, and I live around 12 miles away from the school. And the reason that I would like to have my school permit is because I'm involved in multiple extracurricular activities, and it would just make it easier on my mom and dad.
All right, thank you. Dylan?
My name is Dylan Silva, and I live a little over a mile away from the school, and it would help my parents out a lot if I could drive myself to school.
And Evelyn?
My name is Evelyn and I live about 2 miles away, and I want my school permit because I am in multiple sports and I need to go to practice in school.
All right. So it looked like most of you had the piece of paper, your school permit request form. I just want to highlight a couple items on here, make sure that you've seen them. When you're driving, you can drive to and from the addresses that you list in the student information part at the top there. You can drive from either of those to school and back. That's your route. If you need to stop and get fuel somewhere along the way, you can do that. But those should be your only destination, school and back, or if you have a school activity, if you have practice at a different field or a different auditorium or something, that's allowed. But otherwise, it's school and back. It's not to away games. It's not to away meets. It's only to our school buildings. You will be allowed to drive between 5 a.m., so 5 in the morning, until 10 o'clock at night. So if you are in a school event and the bus doesn't get back until 10:30, you're not driving home that night. You need to find a ride with a friend or mom and dad. And stop for fuel. Passenger restrictions, you are allowed to carry one. If your folks or your adult says yes, you can carry one other passenger in your vehicle that is not a relative, that is not lived with you. So, a friend or your buddy or whatever, you can take them as well. But you can't stop and pick them up along the way. They need to come to your house, get in your vehicle, and off you go. Phones, nope. So get your playlist set before you put it in reverse or drive. Get your music jamming, then leave. If you get suspended, you get a ticket for speeding, failure to stop, too many people in the vehicle. I've heard all of those so far. You will lose your license for up to 6 months, and that can really be kind of a pain in the butt for you and everybody else. And it's not just the police officers. This paper has to be signed by us. So we're approving your driving permit, and we can also take it away. So if we get a lot of reports about somebody goofing around, then we'll have to reconsider whether that privilege is still granted to you or not. All right. And lastly, thank your parents and your older siblings and everybody else that's been hauling you around for the last few years, because it is a challenge. And they've done a lot of help for you. So show them and pay them back by being good drivers and respecting the rules. And I do also want to mention that these are not all of the rules. We just highlighted a few of them. So it is your responsibility between you and your folks to know what all the rules are and still obey them. So, go over this again and again. If you've got questions, you can call the LEC or something and get some answers. So with that, I would like to make a motion to approve school permits for the students that are here this evening.
Second.
Okay. Motion and a second for school permits. Please call the roll.
Boyd.
Yes.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Fields.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye. Second and new business is meeting time. Oh,
You need to sign
Oh,
we need to sign.
oh, guys, you want to get out of here, don't you? Sorry about that. Yes, now if you guys have just gotten yours want to come up, I will sign them. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting, or you could go ahead and leave at this time. So bring them over and I'll sign them here for you. Please just have your name at the top so I know that I'm signing your form and not a blank form. That would be great. Okay, there you are. Good job on both times talking tonight. That took courage.
Yes.
We don't like to do it.
I didn't really come in as supposed to, wear a uniform, so I don't know.
You
Oh,
looked just
oh,
fine. You were in Rams gear.
You're
You were wrong.
You're good.
Everybody's got so nice and neat. Mine's all crinkled.
Well, you know,
Tonight.
it's been loved on.
How many folds is it?
Too much to count.
Where's Mr. Boyd? It's a math problem.
Is that?
All right, thank you guys. Drive safe. You got a lot of miles.
Driver's responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, 120 or 45.
Oh, buddy, you better come back here with that form.
Probably one of the license too long.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yes, get it, just 'cause it's.
All righty.
Good point.
All right, so now we are moving on to meeting times, dates, and location. Due to just a lot of things going on in the third week, did anybody else want to take this? Due to a lot of things going on during the third week of the month, we're looking at moving our school board meetings to the second week of the month, still on Wednesdays, still at the same time. Just trying, same location. We're just trying to alleviate some of the congestion and the busyness of the office during that week. So is there any immediate concerns or conversations about that as a board, doing it the second Wednesday instead of the third?
I'm guessing that helps more billing and.
Yeah, because payroll and board meetings are on top of each other all the time. So me and Brenda have thought about this for years and just never did it. So the second Wednesday instead.
And that would begin in December. Any other comments on that?
We can start whenever. You want to start right away, we can do that. If
I
not,
would say why wait if we're gonna switch it?
So I'll put together, I'll get this, more.
Do you guys need more time for a December meeting to put that? That's a quick turnaround time. Okay.
I've actually got somebody scheduled to show up on the 13th, so that actually worked out perfectly.
Oh, okay, great.
We'll put together like the next, 12 months or so.
Yeah.
Go all the way through 2024 of when those dates are gonna be, because sometimes we shift things around because of various reasons.
Yep, yeah, there'll still be sometimes like next November when we do school board convention, if it's gotta move or, yeah.
Maybe actually, because
It might work better.
if it's the
Yeah.
second Wednesday actually next
So-
year, we wouldn't have had to move it this.
I think it would be better to go ahead and have a motion in a second to move those. So if somebody would want to do those, if there's no further discussion.
I would make a motion to move our meeting to the second Wednesday of every month at 5:15.
I will second that motion.
Okay, motion in a second, please call the roll.
Boyd. Aye. Fields. Aye. Javendek.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye. Okay, the next part might take a few minutes to kind of have a conversation about. So this is our committee assignments. And so since we have 2 new board members and 2 coming off, we're gonna wanna adjust those, obviously. So I think it would be best if we just start at the top and work our way down, and we can kind of talk about what committees do, unless anybody else has another way they wanna do that.
That's perfect.
Okay, so Bell Tower Foundation, I would actually love for somebody else to do that. What it is just our connection to the foundation for the Mahaney Tower. But their meetings are at 7 o'clock on the 4th Wednesday of every month, and I can barely get to any of them just because of a conflict in my personal life. So is there anybody that would want to do that or interested in a connection with the Bell Tower Foundation? And if we need to come back to a meeting.
Conflict.
For you, they probably like your opinion. There's not a lot of voting matters. There's some. There's always some.
Because I'm much more involved now with the bell tower than when I started here. So I would, unless somebody else
Maybe
really
the-
wants that one.
Maybe be interested in that? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draft, put you in for that one, and then if we find out it's something we need to revisit, we could always revisit that. Okay. County Assessors Conference Board. I have no idea what this is, so I'm kind of glad you stayed. Maybe somebody else knows what this is.
It's to oversee the assessor's actions in the assessor's office. And there's the mayor, there's a representative from every city in the county, and then all the school districts.
Okay.
Including like Panorama, because some of their district is actually in Greene County and Patriot, so. But it's just a few meetings, usually in the winter. So it's pretty easy for it to be on. But you represent the school in voting on the things that the assessor's office does. So.
Can you put me down for that one then?
Okay. And I think if there's one on it now, we'll just keep with one, and if there's two, we'll keep with two. So Park and Rec, Cindy, do you want to stay on that one, or?
I'm fine with that. You
This-
get on subcommittees from being on the Park and Rec one too.
So that's a busy one.
It kind of is, but I'm fine with that.
Okay, negotiations. So that is negotiating classified, certified teacher staff, certified staff. You meet, really, it's kind of a 2 or 3 week deal sometimes. Depends on how it goes, with multiple meetings sometimes, anywhere from 1 to 3 or 4.
And I would assume I could not. That's why I'm not. That would be a conflict of interest. I have
With
A
you.
direct
Yeah.
impact on
Yeah.
that.
So I actually wouldn't mind doing that because I think it'd just be interesting to learn about.
Okay. Now, does anybody else have a desire? I'm happy to stay on it. Otherwise, okay, Cindy, if you're. Okay, we'll just leave Silva and Cindy on that one. Okay, then the admin classified salaries.
I'm fine to stay on that one. That one's, I think we meet once.
Yeah.
We've been along there one time.
Yeah.
Looked at a giant spreadsheet and said, what do you think?
I could be on that one.
Okay. Michelle and Connie.
SciAccess School Improvement Advisory Committee, we have, Karen Sandberg and I were talking about this today, just about how to meet, how to generate some additional public interest in wanting to attend. Because it seems like every time we've scheduled a meeting, it's fizzled up with something, one or the other things of someone not being available or multiple people not being available. So we're going to kind of try to rework a plan there and present it at least to our admin for some feedback before we go to try to continue to recruit more people. So anyway, with that said.
Okay, so since I picked up bell tower, I would drop school improvement. Somebody else wants to.
And I could do the same either way. Unless you want an old and a new or.
I'm fine with doing that one, yeah.
I don't think I have been to a SciAc meeting since I've been on the board. And I don't know if that's because we haven't had one, or maybe we had one and I wasn't.
Is that right?
Delbeck and Repagan for school
So-
improvement.
We haven't said
That's very
for sure yet. I think that's what we're working on. Okay.
Let's say.
Sorry. So school improvement, what did we decide there? I'm sorry, I was tallying.
I can do it.
Tim?
Yep.
Give me just a second here.
I'm writing it.
Are you,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do this part.
Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay.
For equal representation.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
I
like the
got you.
numbers. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so then moving on to school foundation. If nobody has a desire to do that, I would like to stay on that. For that one. Okay, facilities. What would be a good description, do you think, of facilities?
Yeah, so I leaned on John a lot when it came, for like our student construction project, when we were thinking about different, different ways to spend our ESSER money with, some of the different systems that we have on in our building. When we were talking about the playground project, I leaned on his knowledge of construction and just kind of knowing the market when we would go to do some of that work. So actually what we'll talk about next month, I have a site logic coming in to talk about kind of the plan moving forward with PEPAL and sales tax funds. So do a little bit of learning there too. I wouldn't say that whoever jumps on there, I wouldn't say they have to, have as much knowledge like as John had, but
They're not gonna.
also true.
Well, maybe let's fill in insurance and skip and maybe come back to that
We
one
can
and
do
see
that.
where everybody kind of falls at.
Sure.
Insurance.
Steve was on that prior.
Is that, I mean, you have an insurance agent that's helping with a lot of that, so.
Well, you've got insurance. I don't know if you want to, it's not a real time consuming role, but having experience, I mean, I've been on an insurance board for 30 years, so I had some experience there, but
I don't have a ton of experience, but you can stick me on it.
We're gonna take you up on that, sir. If you need anything though, just reach out. So insurance, we're gonna put Tim on there.
You can phrase it throw. That's fine.
Okay, and then scholarships.
We would do scholarships.
Okay,
I am fine doing it, but if someone else wants to do it.
Cindy, including your delegate,
yeah.
delegate, you're probably pretty tapped out.
Yeah, I think you're.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a tally there?
Yeah, she's at 5. Michelle is
Oh,
2,
I'm
Tim's
slacking.
at 3, you are.
You haven't got to wellness yet.
It's like you might be winning facilities.
Like traffic lights?
You know what?
There you go. I'm in.
Sure it does.
I'm in.
You already
I'm
are
in.
doing that.
I'm in facilities.
Facilities and traffic
We got
lights.
an issue. We got an issue.
That's right, it should be singular, right? Traffic light. There's no plural.
That's problematic.
All right, so insurance, we have Tim's scholarships. Is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
That one.
Connie and Cindy.
Connie's and Cindy, okay. So then wellness,
I would do wellness.
and I'd be happy to stay on there. That might be one too we need to revisit, because since some nurses have rotated, they kind of headed that up.
Yep, and we have a new middle school nurse and
Yeah, so it'd be good to get rolling there. Yeah, so, and then we did end up putting on facilities, Michelle.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And
So-
then the delegate, that's already you, isn't it?
so Cindy's got 5, everybody else has 3.
Should we go through them again one more time?
Yep, so bell tower is Michelle, county assessors board is Tim, parks and rec is Cindy, negotiations is Bonnie and Cindy, admin classified salaries is Michelle and Connie, SIAC is Tim and Cindy, school foundation is Bonnie, facilities is Michelle, insurance is Tim, scholarships is Connie and Cindy, wellness is Connie and Bonnie, and IASB delegate is Cindy.
Couple of those. Who is insurance?
Tim.
Okay. Okay. And I think we could, do we go ahead and make a motion for those?
I have a question, and we kind of talked about it, starting an additional committee.
For policies, right?
Correct.
Policy review committee, that's right.
And I think it would be a good thing to do just so that our policies are reviewed outside of here.
So essentially,
as well.
kind of what that committee would look like is we'd meet a month ahead of time. Basically, I think we could meet the day after the board meeting. So Jill keeps a list of all the policies that we just regularly review. There's, anywhere from, 8 to 10, 12, something like that. So we kind of go through those preemptively, just look at some of the language, kind of make some suggestions and whatever. So when the board got it for their first reading, they would approve what's already been looked at by a group of, staff, admin, and at least one board member. And then, so we'd still have to go through the first read, second read. That part doesn't change, obviously, but it would just be a more refined first and second read.
Yeah, anybody have an interest in being on something like that?
I can do it.
And do we want to have just one, or does anybody else want to do anything with that?
Previous school district does that, we only had one.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Reminder there.
Okay, so then I would say let's go ahead and, if somebody wants to make a motion just to approve the committee assignments as presented here today, that would be good to just have.
I would make a motion to approve the committee assignments as we just discussed.
I can second it.
Okay, motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Davendek.
I
Fields.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Moving to early graduation request, we did have one. Seems like a very ambitious person. So if we're ready to make a motion to approve for her.
Sorry, I didn't see this earlier. Can you give me a chance just to read it? real quick?
Oh, sure.
So she's- Thank you.
Would there be a motion to approve the early graduation request for Harley?
I'll make a motion to approve the early graduation request.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Davendek.
Aye.
Fields.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye. Okay, fundraiser requests. We did get the questions answered last time for the bound one, so that one's included. I think that was really.
Was that was the second one?
Yep, that was the second page.
Girls basketball.
So was this just a fundraiser just to ask for money? Is that what it is? It's an online version of asking for money.
Right.
I personally disagree with it, so I will.
Okay. Well, we can, how about we pull them out? We'll do two different motions.
You don't have to.
We don't have to? Okay, we'll do them together. Just for the fact of not the face-to-face and just
Well,
for
I would
whatever.
approve
I think
Yeah,
the other one. I think you do need to do them separate.
Okay, that takes,
I
that's
mean,
all right.
just because I think it's silly that we're paying someone else 20% when we could easily just get a check or some other form of payment to the directly to the school.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to
You're
just,
fine.
No, that's fine.
just their thing, but
I
I
get
just,
Okay, so let's do, first, would we have a motion to approve the first fundraiser, which is selling old uniforms for the girls' basketball team?
I will make a motion for that.
Okay, so
I can second that.
all right, we got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Davendek.
I,
Fields.
Aye.
Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye. Okay, and then we'd be looking for a motion for the bound fundraiser for the girls' online fundraiser for the basketball.
Has anyone else done a fundraiser this way before? In
Not here. It
Not here?
is,
Okay.
it has become pretty standard for most schools to do. The advantages of it, and I don't disagree with what Cindy's saying, is the online part of it. That way we're not bringing in money and people aren't handling cash and it's getting taken care of that way. So the 20% is basically the administration fee that they get. I think you should also know that when we sell like those coupon cards or any of that stuff, you're getting about 50% of what is maybe 60. And this is just, I think in terms of that would just be my input on that. I mean, obviously it's up to you guys, but I think it just allows the ease of it. If people want to, if you have grandparents in Florida, they can just go on there. It'd be on our website where there's gonna be a fundraising tab. You can click on that if people just want to give. So that's kind of how it works. But yeah, other schools have done it and had success doing it. But I also understand that, I have a hard time with all that fundraising stuff, the percentage of things that they get, even selling, cookie dough or whatever,
Well, I'd be curious
Especially
just
the
to try,
cards.
just to try one time and see, see what we get for.
My other question would be, and Brent's not here to answer that at the moment, but can we do that online donation without, like, we are able to pay for school fees and everything else? Can we have another line item that is for this and then not have a third party and just be using, we do get charged, I think it's $225 or.
Oh, like through
Right.
Infinite Campus?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that
I think that the
opening a
challenge.
can of worms, but I just.
Well,
didn't know.
the challenge with using Infinite Campus there is that you have to have an actual account.
Mhm.
So we were able to do that for like the Little Rams, Little Rams fundraiser. We were able to set up like another option for parents to be able to do that. However, if they're not a parent or they don't have an Infinite Campus account that's directly tied to the school or a student, then they can't.
I think she's kind of.
Did she really?
Mhm.
Oh, I thought she said, okay. Misunderstood.
But I think either way, if they want to do this fundraiser now for this season, this would be something, and then know that we could look at trying to do something as technology evolves.
Sure.
So then is it open for a certain amount, like we're open for 3 weeks or just during basketball season? You can do the fundraiser, or it's open from 11/13 through the end of the school year?
It's usually they go like a
Is it-
2-week
Okay,
period. They try to shrink it down,
okay.
so it's not out there for the whole school year. I think we can set it up however we want, to be honest with you.
If there's no other questions, does anyone want to make a motion to approve the second fundraiser for the Bound girls basketball team?
I'll make the motion to approve the Bound fundraiser for the girls basketball team.
And is there any second?
I can second.
Got a motion and a second? So please call the roll.
Boyd,
Aye.
Rip Hagan,
Aye.
Fields,
Aye.
Davendek,
No.
Silva.
Thank you, good discussion. Mhm. Okay, moving on to board policies. So this is 507 through 508.2,
So there are some policies that we literally just implemented.
like in September.
Yep, so this is just through the normal course of our regular review that we do, that these made their way in there, so. That would be-
May I make a suggestion, or
Yeah, of course.
can I ask? I'm just wondering, should we be replacing licensed physician is in at least 3 of them? And for a physical, I think more than a licensed physician you can get a physical from a nurse practitioner, from a PA, maybe even a chiropractor. They're not licensed physicians, but the policy says that. So I'm wondering, should we replace licensed physician with licensed healthcare professional or licensed healthcare provider? Because those terms encompass all those people.
Licensed healthcare provider. Do you have an example of one of them that's on one of them where it says that, like a page where it
Yep,
says that, just to,
507.1,
the first one?
paragraph 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
licensed physician?
Physical examination by a licensed
Yeah.
physician or improve. And then
Yeah.
also in paragraph 2, signed by the physician is on file, and it could be signed by a licensed healthcare professional. And then there's a couple others, but 507.3, 507.4, different paragraphs, so as we get to those.
No, because she's absolutely right. It comes in multiple forms and
Yeah.
for multiple.
Especially in our
individuals.
community when we have one
Yeah.
licensed physician technically like that. So we could look at a motion to approve the policy review as presented with the update of switching where it says licensed physician to licensed healthcare professional.
And we'll just make that, so when we do our second read, then we'll have.
It'll have it,
updated language.
Okay.
I will make that motion with that correction.
I'll second that motion.
Motion in a second. Roll call, please.
Dominic,
Aye.
Fields,
Aye.
Rip Hagan,
Aye.
Boyd,
Aye.
Silva.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, I'll let you.
Nope.
So next agenda item here is about early retirement. Well, we are not offering your standard early retirement, which means that, if somebody was to be able to submit their early retirement, then they would, we have one policy, 406.7, that would allow them to be able to get 45% of their pay. We're not offering that type of early retirement. I don't think that's, one, it's not feasible within our management account at this point in time to be able to offer that. However, I do want to point out that we do have 3 other policies that specifically talk about the early retirement benefits, which are 406.6, which is for certified staff, which means that as long as there's certain requirements and certain restrictions there, they have to provide written notification by February 28th that they can receive up to 90 days paid for at a sub-teacher rate. 412.6 gets into classified, that classified staff can do the same thing. And then 306.1 gets into the administrators, which I don't think we have any administrators retiring just yet. Not yet, okay. So I would recommend that we won't need to make a motion on this or anything, but I would recommend that we're not offering early retirement this year. However, we can point out that there are 3 policies that do offer some variation of an early retirement benefit for staff members should they choose to exercise that, and Laura will send out some communication before the end of this week.
Awesome, that's good. Thank you. That was just in the spirit of being transparent.
Very transparent.
So thank you very much. Okay, looking at H on the bus purchase, looks like we have a couple bids.
Yeah, so we do have a bus that we actually do have to replace. It was ended up being totaled out by the accident that happened about a month and a half ago. So our replacement insurance is going to cover 91,000 of that. So good times, yay insurance. So I believe the first bid there from Hogland is the bus that we're going to look at to order basically as soon as possible. We're looking at about a 3 to 6 month delivery for a purchase of $142,000. Hurts saying that. And then since we are on a rotation, I can't access that second one. Maybe I just need to go to the board website here. Okay, there we go. And then we're also going to be looking at replacing another bus because we're on that rotation of we do one bus every other year. And so this is actually our year to purchase a new bus, but since we're totaling one out, we have some insurance and so whatever. So we're actually just going to shift this one to the July 1st of 24. And then we'll jump back on that 2-year cycle again because technically we'll have 2 new buses as it is, obviously with one being totaled out. And that is also $142,000. However, we won't have to pay for it or receive it until after July 1st. And then there's a third bid there from the Thomas bid, which was for an identical bus, which was $141,396. However, this is the model there is a Freightliner, whereas the other 2 are the IC, that's all of our other buses are IC. All of the products that we have, like for to do oil changes and brake repair and tires and everything else are all for IC buses. So just something to keep in mind there as you make a decision.
All right, so we would be looking
Well, in the
for,
bus garage, would like to prefer. to stay
Yeah,
with
but there's
the bus.
there's a heavy preference
Yes.
for IC,
And that's not much. of
to a hog.
Yeah.
a really, really heavy preference.
So would anyone like to make a motion? And I think we can do these.
Are the
Go ahead.
buses,
Yeah.
the Hogland, purchase agreement is 2 pages. And the one from the other company was like 21 because it went into detail about every
Oh,
option.
it
So
went
are
through
they,
all the different items,
are
yeah.
they the same?
They're the exact same
Okay.
bus.
Okay.
Yep.
Just a different-
77 passenger, full seat belts,
Okay.
and all the bells and whistles.
It had every single part listed on that. Yeah.
Will that come out of the Pebble?
Yes, it will. Yep,
Yes.
thank you.
So we'd be looking, if nobody else has any other questions, we'd be looking at a motion for a bus purchase.
I'd make a motion to purchase a Hogland bid, accept both bids for the bus now and then the bus on after July 1st.
In the amount of.
Of 142,000 each.
I will second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Fields.
Aye.
Dominic.
Aye.
Rick Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
Aye.
Just a quick question on that. The bus that was totaled out in the accident, why is our insurance company paying for that? Is it the underinsured?
They are under, so the driver that we were in the accident with had $25,000 worth of coverage. And so ours is picking up the rest of the tab. So it's, through, so it comes through EMC, so.
So there'll be 25 in that person's insurance plus
Plus.
90.
No,
No.
no, total of 91, because that was the replacement cost. That was the insurance we had for the replacement cost of that bus. Since we hadn't updated our insurance policies on our buses, which we're in the process of doing.
But they also-
The bus that was wrecked wasn't very old.
It
We
wasn't-
purchased
No,
that
it wasn't. It
bus
was
for
purchased
91,000
it
like
was
2,
purchased
3 years ago.
a year, 2 years prior. So
Okay.
it was actually one of our
Yeah.
newer models too.
So go update your own insurance. That way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The insurance wave, unfortunately, is
Yes,
coming.
biting hard.
But if you wreck a 10-year-old car, you're not gonna get
No.
a price of a new car.
Right.
You know, I mean, how old is that bus?
It was only 2 years old.
Oh, it's not that old,
No.
but still, it's depreciated, obviously, so.
All right. Well, thank you. Motion carried. Get that bus ordered. All right. Moving on to the agreement for the North Central Consortium School.
Yep, so this is up in Manson, Northwest Webster with their school district, and so, so we do have to pay a large amount up front. So it's $55,000 upfront. However, if we don't, whatever we don't use from them, we just get refunded to us. So we do currently have one student up there. We were a little bit worried about their attendance. However, I believe they've attended every single day now. Missed one day out of,
He's on his second week, so.
just one day. So we're gonna kind of continue to monitor that. So, I think there's conversation about a couple of other students possibly being candidates to be able to go up there. It's a lot for behavioral support that they offer. I don't think we're really going to tap into they do offer for like suspension services. Essentially, if you're going to suspend a student for multiple days for any reason, you could send them there. So in lieu of them missing instructional time.
And then transportation costs are on us, is that correct?
Right, to get students there, yeah.
Does that count as school permit?
No, students aren't driving themselves. No, we're not, no. Well, yeah, no, just no. I'm just gonna stop.
And had we never had a need for this before, or have these
So-
services been provided in a different fashion?
So we actually belonged to it last year. We just never sent any students there, so they did end up refunding us the whole amount. So, and actually, Brenda and I had made the unilateral decision between ourselves that since we hadn't sent a student there, we haven't sent a student there in 2 years now, I think.
had somebody there the year before.
Okay, so our decision, yeah, because we didn't send anybody there the year before, and we knew that we could join in just like we're doing now later on if we needed to send a student there, and we could just do this at another time, so. Knowing that, again, they're gonna refund us what we don't use.
Okay.
So it'll depend on how long our one student up there right now continues to require those services.
And is this, are these services offered within their regular school?
It's
Or
a,
is it like is it a whole
a-
separate?
it's a separate school. Yeah, they're not,
Okay.
they're not intertwined with their own attendance students. No.
Are you familiar with what the Rabner Ranch, or that's what it used to be called?
So like this student that's up there right now, we're doing a 2-week trial because we didn't want to say indefinitely, because it would come off this tab every day, whether they're there or not. So we are doing a 2-week trial to make sure that their attendance is adequate, which we said 90% of the time we need to attend. And so we have a meeting every 2 weeks to evaluate their attendance and see if they've maintained that 90% attendance. Because we didn't want to just have this endless option and then him not being there and then ending up taking tabs off of that amount that we would be paying, essentially taking a seat that isn't being used. So we're trying to be really cognizant of making sure that he's utilizing his spot there.
Do we know what that daily cost is? It's in here, okay.
And is he liking it? I mean, he's not fighting against it?
He's gotten in the school van every day, except for one. He didn't go one, but which is a huge
It's
improvement from what
$100
he
per
was
day.
doing
Thank you.
at the high school.
So
I'm sorry, how much was it?
page 5 under suspension center,
Right, okay.
part D.
And then do you participate, Brett, in the administration committee?
Either our principals or Karen do.
Okay,
Yep.
and do you participate whether or not we have students there?
No, if we
It's
don't,
only if you,
yeah, if we don't have a student, that, yeah, we don't have anything to do with that. And then our principals and or Karen may maintain the communication, not our teachers.
all right, so we don't have any other discussion or questions? Would there be a motion to approve the agreement? I will make a motion to approve the agreement with North Central Consortium Schools.
I'll second.
Okay, motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Dominic.
Aye.
Fields. Aye. Rip Hagan.
Aye.
Boyd.
Aye.
Silva.
All right, being nothing else on the agenda, meeting adjourned. And there's cake. And there's cake.
Celebrate Steve. Thank you.
Well, I'm hanging